Anyway, are you ready, Auntie? This thing is stupid.
Good.
Why are you so? Anyway, are you ready?
Mine's not even on.
It's on.
Why are you yelling? If you would have put it on,
Shut
you
up.
know, see? Rude.
I'm rude, but you're the... Anyway, let's get started. 5, 4.
No, we can't get started.
Why not?
We didn't do nothing.
4, 3, 2. Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to Marriage Exposed. We're bringing you back for episode 7. I lost count at one point.
I was about to say, what episode are we on?
I don't even know, but it's good to have you guys back.
Yes.
You know who we are. Again,
Mohammed.
don't. No, that's not your name. Shut up. Shut up.
People call me Mo.
Nobody calls you that.
I'm coy.
With your yellow sweater. Fix your microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Nasty.
Nobody. Stop winking at the people. You're so weird, man. Like strange human being. Yo, today's episode is about family planning and how to integrate a family. Specifically,
one or two.
If you keep doing this, I'll stop the recording and we'll just leave. I will leave.
We're gonna go to bed, like.
No, me, I'll leave. You can film by yourself.
Can't leave.
Why not?
Because we're
married. I forgot to sign the paper. I'm just wearing the ring. But no, we want to talk about family planning and what it's like to integrate a family, right? Specifically, can you love a stepchild as your own, right? We want to first start by saying we don't use the terminology step in our family. You know,
you can step on that concept.
Yeah, that was lame. That was actually
but really you thought about
bad.
it.
No, I didn't.
No, but you thought about it. You was like, oh yeah, you agree.
But no, we don't use the term step in our family. We don't believe in it. We certainly don't subscribe to it. And at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing for us is we want to integrate the family. So we got a couple of topics that questions that we kind of want to talk through. Again, we are looking for people's feedback. So if you like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, click on the little alerts and ask us questions if you have specific topics or if you'd like to be a guest on our show.
Yes,
y'all can see the new background we got. We kind of switching it up a little bit on y'all, but, okay, let's get into the meat of the program because Auntie Wiki is here. So expectations of each other before you start a family. I think that's one of the biggest things that, I found with some couples is that, they don't talk about what the expectations are, right? What is it? Where are you getting expectations from? What are your thought process? So what was your expectations before we started a family? Like, did you have anything in mind? Was this anything specific that you were thinking of that you needed to get out there?
No, because I already knew you wanted to be my baby daddy. Yeah.
Can you be serious for just 5 minutes?
Okay, so you hit the stage. You've already had the wedding, the glitz and the glam, and now the next step is family planning. So.
But wait, do you have that conversation when you're dating before you get married, or do you have it after?
Well, we had ours before.
Yeah,
prior.
That's a question though.
But it's weird. I mean, not weird. It depends on where you are in your relationship. For example, prior the wedding, prior engagement, if you can't talk about, hey, what are your expectations with children and stuff like that? If you can't have that conversation, it is probably not a good idea to get married and figure it out during the marriage.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. We certainly had ours well when we knew things were escalating and moving forward. And I really don't like you. And we figured out kind of what the expectations are. Hey, are you a hands-off type of parent? Are you going to be involved? What do you really want? What are the roles and responsibilities in the house? I think those type of things all kind of come together. How do you want to raise your children? Discipline, right? Do you hit children? Do you not? Do you use the angry voice? Do you not? Do you do timeouts? I don't do no timeouts.
Do you Stone Cold Steve Austin them? Like all
like,
the above?
Listen, I'm from an African home. We discipline the way Africans do. I won't say it out here because it's not flogging? For some people. Why do you have to put people's ashiri out there? Put people's secrets out there. But no, I think for me, my expectation of you was I was looking for somebody who was going to help build the home and unite the home because that's kind of what I grew up with. And that's what I wanted to do and bring to the house. I wanted to do, eat family dinner together. I wanted to have family activities. I want to, have a good something similar and reminiscent to my childhood
Right.
was what I was kind of aiming for. I think those were my expectations. I never in any way expected, because you are a professional woman, that you would then cook, clean, do all these things and still go to work. I never saw it that way. My thought process was that we were going to jointly raise the family.
Mhm.
And, it was kind of like good cop, bad cop, and we keep alternating. And that's really the expectation, at least that I had for you.
Agreed. I mean, I feel like from my expectation for you was more so trying to um, recreate what I also had in my childhood with my father and my mother. Basically, it was kind of a little bit different because my mom did have to do the cooking all the time just because my dad worked night shift, my mom worked day
Yeah.
shift. So it was like, okay, dinner time was with my mom, breakfast was with my dad. So my dad had to do breakfast. My mom wasn't there. So it was kind of like, but at the end of the day, when they had days off, we all came together, we all ate together. So it didn't feel like there was a disconnect. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, one of my parents is going to work, the other one's going to pick up, the slack, whatever. So with you, it was more so I just wanted you to be hands on. I also wanted you to kind of like pick me up where I was weak at, and same for you. Like
Yeah.
if there's something that I was struggling with, I was hoping that maybe because you've already been through this phase,
Right.
you can say, hey, I don't think that it works. I've seen it work. I didn't see it work with, our son. So maybe we try something different.
Right.
Like I was just kind of hoping that you would kind of just get in, like input your input so that I would be able to grow as a mother as
Input
well.
my input is a good one.
You saw that?
But yeah, I saw that.
You saw that.
But so
They didn't see that, but you just had to
input my
like
input. We can rewind the tape.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, but so speaking on that, right? Let's get to before the family arrives, like the whole pregnancy. I know that this is a challenge for a lot of males and trying to understand what is needed during pregnancy, because women's body morphs, emotion morph, and things change. Were there anything that you were expecting, or what is expected from a significant other during the pregnancy phase before you get to the family?
So pregnancy phase, I mean, I'm speaking for myself.
Yep.
I'm hoping that maybe that I'm relating to some other women or many women, but I feel like in that space, you want to feel appreciated. You are basically, I mean, you both created this human,
Yeah, but
but
you're doing the
you,
heavy lifting.
right,
Let's call a
legit,
spade a spade.
right. So it's like, okay, if I ask for that ice cream at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, come on, be a team player. But
Or the tea.
no, it wasn't a tea. It was something else that I wanted.
You mean the time you almost ate
Okay. We don't have to talk about that. I don't remember that.
So you have amnesia,
I don't
foolishness.
remember that.
By the way, some people think we have a monster crew behind this running
Oh,
our
well,
show.
because of the tea.
Yeah. So
No.
shout out to Kobe, man. Shout out to Kobe. Much love,
If
Kobe.
you guys would like to find, we're looking for help.
Yeah, we are. No. We can't afford it. We
You
don't
can
have the
look at
budgets.
multi-fit.
Don't go there. But seriously, no. In terms of that, I think it's interesting because I think your pregnancy was very unique. Like, obviously, first time being a mother, you still pushed and did everything you need. You didn't really have cravings. You didn't really. I mean, towards the end, the back
It's more
pains and
spicy.
everything. It was spice was OD.
Yeah.
But I think the expectation
Nigerian
is
baby,
sort
that's
of
why.
it's sort of the same way going into the family plan. At least from my perspective, if you can show that you can be there for that significant other, help and be involved, I think it almost easily translate into raising the family and how you set up the family. That's how I kind of see it.
Agreed. I mean, to even back it up, I feel like before we even told MJ that
Yeah.
we were like pregnant, like I feel like that in itself was a whole,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying, like like you were saying, like to integrate the family and stuff like that. So it was, I'm kind of gearing off of what you were saying,
Yep.
like way off. Like
Yeah.
I'm taking a left, you were on that. Okay, but like prior to even telling MJ, I just felt like I needed to make sure that he always knew that he was my first baby.
Yeah, I think
And
that was important. I think he appreciated that, and he told me. I think that's always the the big thing when you're trying to join a family.
Love?
And but one of the things that, as we were preparing for the show, one of the things that T said was that getting a blood test done between each other to figure out if there are any potential health issues. That is something that I totally didn't even think about. I know that we talked about it and we did it. There was some, just double checking, but sickle cell is something, especially in the African American community, that's so, that's such a big, big deal.
Right.
All the other potential diseases that affect the African American community. If you're not getting the blood test or getting the blood work or speaking to a doctor prior, we certainly believe it's something that we did, and certainly believe that it's important that you do that. It's best to educate yourself before you get into building a family, especially
Agreed.
these days.
It takes 2 seconds. Like literally, you sit down with your other, or your husband, your wife, and you literally say, "Hey, if this is something that we want to do, let's just get a blood test, because there could be some anemias that you don't even know that you
Yep.
had." Like you mentioned, sickle cell, cystic fibrosis, like all these different diseases that literally you might not even know, but it could be passed on to your child. And now that you have a sickly child that you know you have to take care of,
Yeah.
and I mean that's not an issue either.
No,
but I'm
it's
just
not.
saying, it's
But
just
but
being more
education,
right.
education makes the biggest deal, right? I think at the end of the day, especially in the African American community, I think our health, we should talk about it. We don't talk about it enough. We don't discuss it. We don't research. We need to spend more time, especially if we're planning families and bringing little ones into this world. It's extremely important for us to stay educated on that. I want to ask you a question. So, in terms of becoming a mother, right? A second time mother, raising an older, 7-year-old or however he was when we started becoming serious,
Mm-hmm.
and having a brand new child. Do you believe the way that your parents raised you affected the way you are as a parent?
Yes, I laugh now because I remember having a conversation with my parents saying, like, the way that you raised me, it's not like you can't raise me the way that your parents raised you, because we're in a different world. I remember always saying that, like, you have to realize we're in a different time, blah blah blah. But then here I am taking some of the same things I can hear myself saying, I can see myself doing, and some of them works and some of it doesn't. You just kind of have to see what it is. But for the most part, yeah, I did take what I knew, and I kind of like tweaked it with the 2022, 2021 little style.
I think that's a great point. I certainly utilized a lot of my mom's punishment methods. They're here. I use them. They are ever present. But I think the style, certainly, I know, the way we were raised. The four of us used to eat together. We had at least one day where we ate together. I think that was part of it. Some of the methods that my mom used when it comes to cleaning the house and talking to children, I certainly believe if you have a good upbringing, it can positively affect. Now, what I think is different with that is you have to choose to let it have a positive effect, because there's some people who didn't have a good upbringing that decided to flip. Like, I don't have a good relationship with my birth father. I absolutely don't. So I had nowhere to learn how to be a father.
You can learn from your father.
Right. That's my point, is that I literally, and I believe I went to the extreme at some points, because when you don't know something, all you know is you're going to do the opposite of what you don't know. And that's really the direction that I took. And it took me watching, speaking to other people, and sort of learning on my own that, maybe that's a bit too far. Just kind of come in the middle. So I think that certainly helped. And I think the balance of having grown up with a mother who sort of taught these things, and then seeing the extreme side of not having a present father, made it easy for me to come to the middle.
Makes
At least
sense.
that's
No,
kind
that
of
makes
what I
sense.
think.
That makes sense.
Number of kids. Curious. How did we get there? I don't even remember this.
Well, young, dumb, and naive, I was like, oh, I want twins. I want twins. I want twins. I
The
want
yam
twins.
eater. Just so you people know, eating yams, African yams, does not help you get
It's not
twins.
true. It is.
I'll tell you how bad this woman is. She bought yam pills.
It's
Yam
not
pills
true.
off of Amazon. Yes.
No,
Yes.
it is true. If you
Mm-hmm.
eat a lot of yums,
How's that
Nigeria.
working out?
First of all, because God knew what I could handle. Amina is
Eh,
2 babies. She's
now
2
you know.
babies.
Anyway.
But no, my reasoning for having twins
Continue.
was because I wanted 2 babies for the price of 1 pain. Because then after the twins, I would have been done, and then it's hot girl summer. That didn't happen.
How's that plan work out?
It didn't happen. But I got Amina, my beautiful baby.
Yeah. But
So yeah.
I'm curious as to how people decide. Like,
Well, I feel like with us, it was more so like I kind of heard you
lay
out.
back, I'm shooting up, and that's how we're going.
Wow. Almost threw up in my mouth.
Shut up! You are a liar. You are lying for these people. Auntie,
so unprofessional.
You don't use the term shoot up the club.
Excuse me.
You don't use the term shoot up the club.
Sir.
God.
Break. Can you take a break?
No break. There's no. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Yeah, continue.
No, I feel like seriously, I feel like our conversation was more so, okay, how many kids would you want? And then I would say I want 2, including MJ, meaning MJ would be 1, and then the kid or kids would be considered 2. No, I lied. I said I want 2 births. No, or 1 birth. I wanted 1 birth. I wanted 1 birth and 2 kids.
No, the problem is you don't remember what you said. Because you hate odd numbers, you gave a choice. You said, I either push out even and have odd number of kids, or I push out odd and have even number of kids. That's what you said.
I did say
that was how we decided the number of kids. So not only did I not get to know the sex of our child,
we didn't get there. We didn't get there.
Shut up.
We didn't get there.
Shut up. I'm putting your business out. Your business will be out there today. And then I didn't get to choose because this woman didn't like odd numbers or even numbers. So as it stands right now, I'm just a specimen donating to this woman. So when she decides that it's time for us to have
But did you not say you wanted 4 kids?
Shut up.
Did you not say you wanted 4 kids? Which mean
I would
have an odd.
Moving on to the next section. How, as a parent, do you feel that it's possible for you to love a child that you didn't give birth to as much as a child that you gave birth to?
Very, very, very good topic. It is. Well, with MJ, it's easy. Like literally, MJ is and was my first baby. Not my first baby, because I've had babies that I've taken care of. My little sisters, Benaja and Sierra. So I've been around babies. But to say like you are my well, no, I can't even say that. Benaja and Sierra are technically still my responsibility. But to say somebody is like basically you're their other motherly figure. Like MJ was my first. Like I was still learning with him, still kind of like doing things with him and stuff like that. So it was easy because we've already built our connection.
Yeah.
I feel like it's harder if you came into a situation where I was already pregnant and then I'm getting to know MJ, because now it feels like, okay, now you're trying to replace me. But thank God it was a situation where MJ was first. I built my relationship with him. We were solid. And then even when we were pregnant, like I still included him. It wasn't like a hey, you're a brother. It was like we had him do a scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
we had him involved with everything. Like we
helping design his sister's
right.
room.
We had him design like everything. Like so, it didn't feel like okay, it's another kid, and they're gonna take my parents' attention away. It was more so like, oh, I'm actually getting what I actually wanted, which was a sibling.
I thought that was very unique, and I think I don't know. I chalk it up to God as to the fact that you guys were able to figure that out. But a lot of what you guys do, you do on your own. And the interesting thing to me is you haven't really taken that away with Amina being born. You guys still make your Walmart runs.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he tells you to leave Amina at home so you guys can make your Walmart runs. You guys still do your things for Halloween and your games and things like that, especially when I'm gone on trips. So I think that's important. But I wanted to ask you, did you have fears of being a step parent?
Oh yeah.
A parent?
Oh yeah, because once again, in the media and just the norms. You see stepmother or stepfathers are always seen as like the homewreckers,
Mm,
or you always get negative feedback from the child. They or the biggest things, you're not my mom. So it's
mm,
kind of like, I remember in the beginning, it was like when there was something that would go wrong, I would say, okay, I'll tell your dad, until like you kind of stopped me and were like, hey, I need you to just kind of, put your big girl panties on and say, hey, I need you to stop, because I need you to stop. He said, because the more times that you keep saying or keep threatening me, he's not going to take you
seriously.
like
Yeah.
seriously. And it was true. Like, and now literally it's like, it's more so he's more afraid of me
Yeah.
than he is
And it's
to.
funny. I told your mother that. I said, she was like, "Oh no, he's afraid of you." I was like, "No, no, 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 no." I said, "Because me, I just come in with a wrecking ball. He knows
Yeah,
one motion. The problem with you is you nice it and then you break it.
yeah.
Like I don't have.
Like he,
You have multiple modes. I have one mode.
you know what it is? It's like your dad. He
Hmm.
knows your dad, and yes, you guys are friends, but he knows that you are dad. So
Yeah,
it's like, we're friends, but you hit that left, and you're gonna get the wrath of
yeah,
that. Versus me, it's like, oh, we're friends, we're friends, we're friends, we're friends. Oh, I rubbed her the wrong way. Oh yeah, I forgot she's mom.
yeah,
And then it's like,
yeah,
okay, we're friends, we're friends. Oh yeah, she's mom. And then it's like, oh, she's real mom. Like, but other than that, he's a really good kid. I'm
yeah,
I'm actually really blessed because I've had stories. I've heard, excuse me, I've heard stories,
yeah,
and I'm just thankful that my story is nothing like
yeah.
what I've heard.
So, do you think you ever at any point overcompensated in being a parent? Because I certainly know I have, right? Having being a single parent and trying to go through the extremes, feeling the guilt and things like that. And I think I told you this right in the beginning that I felt that I've always overcompensated. But did you ever feel at any point that you overcompensated?
I still do. I
Fair.
honestly still do. And it's not for Amina, it's for MJ.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always checking in, like, do you ever feel like I'm doing more for Amina than I'm doing for you? Which in actuality, if I would just stop, first of all, I'm putting the idea into a child's head.
Yep.
So automatically they're gonna use it against you,
Yep.
which has been the case. But then he had to come back and say, hey, like, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it.
I think
Which,
that's true.
that to me, it's like a dagger. Like, I never want MJ to feel like I'm treating Amina any different. And I never want Amina to feel like I'm treating MJ any
But I will
different.
tell you something that he did say to me. He said one of the things that he loves about being home is that we always check on his feelings, right? We never expect
Right.
him to come to us. And I think, again, that goes back to the way we were raised. It took a while in the relationship, at least with my mom, for her to check on our feelings. But again, we take that. I know your parents certainly checked on your feelings. Uh,
No, you got to think about it. These are old school parents.
Right.
So my mom wasn't. It
But
wasn't.
as you got older, though.
I mean, like, older, older,
Right, but still,
like college older.
yeah,
Before
but
she
but
was
still,
like, say, do
but
as I
still,
say, not as I
but
do, and
but
don't talk
still,
back. And
that's true. But still, you incorporate that into your binder that you're using. So maybe something that was given to you at 18, 19, you start at
yeah,
11, 12. It still
but
comes from that foundation, though.
like for example, like if there's a situation that's happening with MJ,
Yeah,
instead of going the usual, like upset, whatever, it's like you'll get upset, and then, well, not even upset. You give them an opportunity. Okay, I'm upset because this. Tell me why you're upset so
uh,
that we can understand.
excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a. This is why she's 27% Nigerian and I'm 100%. Me, a Nigerian father, ask you, Chineke, me, I will beat you senselessly. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's serious.
No, I'm serious. Continue.
You're really serious.
Hey,
No.
and if you want, we'll leave the rest inside the house. Continue.
So stupid. But no, it's just more so and it's not even so much that I learned from my parents. It's
Yeah.
different things I learned from um like different classes, and like in college, like
Yeah.
people management,
I
stuff like
think
that.
it makes a difference. I certainly, I mean, I exaggerate, but one of the things that I've learned to do is I don't even get angry. I think that's the scary part is that when I come in with the calm
Yeah, I
tone,
don't
I
like
think at
that.
times she hates it because she thinks she's in trouble. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
I hate it when you used to incorporate me in the beginning. Like, if
Like the
MJ,
time I told you you were trying to leave the room, and I told you to sit down.
I don't like that. I did not like that in the beginning. Like literally, if MJ would get in trouble, like he would have me in the room as well. And I'm like, I have nothing to do with this. Like he's the one getting in trouble, and yet we're both in like getting in trouble. So I'm
Nah,
like,
but I think it's just overall. I think having a good baseline, setting the expectations with each other, and talking through what you want. I think for us, I think that was the biggest thing, at least. And it's funny because I didn't really have to help you in the parenting aspect of becoming a parent. I think you sort of wore that on based on your experiences, as you said, with your
yeah,
sisters, kind of just having that there. I
right,
think that set the tone. I don't remember ever really interceding other than telling you, hey, you can't say you're going to go to dad. Like, you got to,
yeah,
sort of woman up and say, hey, this is it. And I think that was probably once. I don't recall that being two or three times as a stretch. I think it was maybe once or twice. And ever since then, it's been kind of this. It's been the same. The kids get the same thing. They're treated the same. Nothing's really changed. And at least I'm enjoying the fact that we've got a blended, seamless family.
yeah,
If we didn't tell anybody that we had an integrated family, most
yeah.
people don't know,
Yes,
which I think
some
it's
people
still don't know.
don't
Well,
know.
unless they watch the.
Now you know.
That's the cue, right? You guys watch, but that's episode 7. We certainly appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Let us know, those of you out there that are building, unified families. How does the step parent deal or the other parent deal? How did you guys plan, starting a family? Did you do the blood test? Are you getting the blood test done? Are you making sure that you're checking? We'd love to hear from you guys. We certainly appreciate you always tuning in. Again, like, subscribe, hit the alert
And
notification,
definitely feedback.
and
Like,
yes, give us some feedback. We're
100%
certainly looking
feedback.
for more feedback. We're looking to collaborate with people as well. But we love you guys tuning in. We appreciate you. Good night and God bless. Thank you for tuning in to Marriage Exposed.
Let's go.
Nope, I'm not gonna give it to you.